Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Eternal Midnight. I'm here with Chad. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, wow. So we are nearing Christmas. It's almost the holiday season. And Christmas has a lot of awesome icons. We have snowmen, snow angels, Christmas trees, stars, Christmas bells. But I think no other Christmas icon is more iconic than Santa Claus. Santa Claus has always been like a huge icon for Christmas. And there have been a lot of Santa Claus movies. Bad Santa, The Santa Claus, uh, but, Bad Santa, The Santa Claus, and I think they even had like a animated crossover with Spider-Man or something like that.
No, there's tons of stuff. There's tons of Christmas horror films with Santa Claus, all sorts of animated films with Santa, stop motion features with Santa Claus. He's everywhere. There's tons of movies with Santa Claus.
Yeah, but now today we're covering a different one. We are covering an origin story of Santa Claus, and it's the Netflix 2019 film Klaus, with J.K. Simmons as Santa Claus and Jason Schwartzman as the main character. So real quick, Chad, what are your thoughts of Klaus?
This movie really only has like one bad thing about it. Just one, in my opinion.
What?
The fact that it lost to Toy Story 4 for Best Animated Feature of 2019 of that year. Because, I mean, I'm sorry. I remember when I watched this last year. I don't remember if it was you or somebody else who told me, like, hey, I just watched Claus, or maybe it was posted in one of the groups we're in. And I was like, I'll check it out one night. And it was like 5 minutes and I was hooked. I was like, I love the way this movie is animated. It looks so cool. It's like, I thought it was like all CGI, but apparently it's like a mix. I think it's like a mix of 2D and CGI. I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but it's so stylized looking. It's incredible, and just the story that they went with, like, you wouldn't even like it's almost one of those like inventive type things. You're like, how would they have come up with this? But it's so cool watching Jesper like unintentionally bring the town together out of selfishness, which I mean, it's kind of cliche, the the liar revealed, which it's like, oh, they're doing this, but it's like, I think the rest of the movie massively makes up for it. And again, this isn't like, it wasn't done badly, and at the end of the day, this is a kid's family movie. But it's like, even for someone like me, I'm 34, and it's like, I love this movie. Like, this is one of my favorite movies. Like, I watched it, I'm not kidding, like 3 times last year, and I've already only watched it once this year, and I know I'm going to be watching it more.
Yeah, because Claus is like, the thing about Claus is it's really unique. I mean, we've mentioned a lot of Christmas movies before, and I think it always starts with like Santa Claus already on his job and already doing things. But now this is different. Like, what the director did is like he essentially created a story where Santa Claus wasn't Santa Claus yet, and he was just this woodsman who lost his wife to sickness and who made a lot of toys for kids, but never got to actually, actually let the kids play with him. So basically, this selfish postman, Jesper, decides to and he is sent there because the worst place on earth. Like, I wouldn't want to live there at the beginning.
Yeah. That first morning when he has to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
And he has to walk over a thin board over like a cliff just to take a piss. I'm like, what? I almost like, I would have just said, forget it then. I'll just go home and be a failure. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm glad though he stuck it out, because I mean, essentially this was created. Christmas and the Legend of Santa Claus was created with a scam, essentially. which which I
Oh, in the movie, I thought you meant in real life. I was like,
no, no,
no, it
no,
wasn't.
no, not in real life.
Yeah, in the
Okay.
movie.
In the movie, Christmas and the Legend of Santa Claus was created as a scam. Jasper uh, makes Claus. Jasper makes Claus um, deliver these toys so that he can get letters from kids and then he can have it stamped. So like essentially he's letting the people of the town do his work for him instead of actually trying. But the thing is, the town was really stubborn. I mean, like they're divided against these feuds and the Crumbs versus the Erling Bows or something like that. So I was like, so I remember watching this and I remember like that line that Claus said that one selfless good deed always sparks another.
Yes, that was a really good line.
That
I
was
like that.
awesome because like once Claus gives the first toy to that one kid in the house, it sparks like people being nice to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And when kids, and I love that. I honestly love that. One of my favorite scenes in the movie is the creation of the naughty list. That one mean kid who's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it got cold, and they're like, what happened? And I'm like, well, he knows. He knows. He has a list.
He's
So
always watching.
it's always watching you. And if you don't behave, you will get lumps of coal all the time. And which has been like a huge thing. Cause like, yeah, if you get a lump of coal in your stocking.
What was cool was it was like this movie in its own creative way took so many of the like cliches of Santa Claus and gave them like all origin stories, and it did them all, I thought, extremely like clever and fun.
Yeah,
but
like,
I'd say my favorite scene has to be the one where it's like the montage of the town starting to come together and become friends, when it's like showing them breaking down the walls, like the one neighbor who like looks like an undertaker knocks down his wall, and he shows that he like built a playscape for his kid, and he's basically like, yeah, neighbor kids, you're of the opposing families, who cares? Come
play.
Kids, be kids. We can be friends. I was like, it was just such like a heartwarming scene.
That was awesome. And I also like the fact that Jasper is like really consumed with like his with like coming home, and then like he goes like it's like almost at the end, like he goes to Alma and Alma's like, well, I'm not going home now. You have no idea what you've done, did you? And like he sees what he's done, and now it's all these people coming together. And it's like, I don't want to leave either because I like it here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the liar revealed part where it was like, oh boy, but it was like, to me, it went by so fast that I was like, I don't really care.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was cliche. I mean, like, eventually, like, it was a quick fix anyway because he told his dad he didn't want to leave and he wanted to stay. And
I think also one of my favorite characters has to be Margot, however it's pronounced.
The foreign kid.
The little Sami girl.
Yeah.
That was like one of my favorite scenes too, when him and Klaus were watching when she opened up her gift. Yeah. And it was like, I love that song that started playing, Invisible. It's like, it's funny. It's like that's one of those songs. It just, anytime I hear it, it just gets stuck in my head, like for days, anytime I hear it. Cause it's just like, it's such a fun, uplifting song too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, exactly. Cause like, this really is a positive movie. There's really no faults that I have, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I don't see any. I mean, like, I guess you could have shown, in my opinion, you could have shown like what happened to Claus after he disappeared. But again, I also like to leave it like in that ambiguous sense that maybe like, oh, he became Santa Claus, and
I just view it as like he was like in tune with like nature and something or other, because like he was like, I feel like my wife is like still around because of like the winds and the spirits and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I feel like he just like became the spirit of Christmas. But I also like that they left it ambiguous, like at the end where Jesper was like, and once a year I get to see my friend.
You hear the bells. Like,
yep.
It's like you assume that he's alive, or at least he's a spirit. And
yeah, he's like ascended to something else. And he's still doing his purpose that he found in his old age of bringing toys and happiness to kids.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. And I think that I also like Alma's character development. Like when you first meet Alma, she was a fishmonger, and like
Is it Alva or Elma?
Alma, the teacher, the school teacher.
Oh no, that's Alva. ALVA.
Oh, Alva, sorry.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, Alva really was a nice character. I like the fact that, oh, you know, she has all these savings, and like this huge fish head, and then like as people are starting to, like, you know, go back to school, like, hey, you want to write letters? You don't know how to write? Go to school. And like Al was like, I really don't want to do this. I really want to just like get out of here. But as kids start learning, her teacher instinct kicks back in and is like, you know what? I'm gonna just like buy more more
Well,
pencils,
like
papers.
that look on her face when she taught that one girl how to write her name, and the girl's like, "That's my name," and she's like, "Yeah," and the rest of the kids like, "I want to learn how to write my name," and she's just kind of like,
Whoa.
"Oh, I finally get to like do what I came to this town to do," and like for anyone out there who's a teacher, at least I'll say a good teacher, they enjoy
Yeah.
watching their students enjoy learning. So it's like, for someone who wants to teach people stuff, watching them enjoy it is like the greatest feeling ever. So it's like because she'd lost her way in a sense. She was just like, all I want is the money to get out of this hellhole, and I never want to come back. And she regained her purpose also, again, through Jesper's selfish, I just want to go home, unintentionally fixing the town.
It was so unintentional. Like Jasper really, like, he had like that 6,000 count. Like I wanna hit 6K letter. But he didn't expect that that by like the end of the year he would like get way more. And
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, you have that liar reveal scene. But that was, in my opinion, that was like, that was just like to show, like, oh, you know, hey kids, don't lie, like, even though Jasper has good intentions, and all, don't lie. And and I love that even him coming back, it didn't really do anything, because him coming back was like, well, yeah, we're glad you're back. But we already had a decoy. We already suspected that the evil townsmen were gonna burn our presents, so we had a decoy set. So, like,
It was the act that mattered.
so first time I watched, though, I didn't expect that to happen. I thought it was gonna be a big chase, and like, wow, well, Klaus just subverted my expectations way more than Last Jedi did, because at least they did something right. Like, oh wow, that's awesome. So they did have like their own, like, you know, and I love that cute little high five that they did, like, at the end of all the presents. Like, yeah, you know, we did it, nice.
Right.
Yeah, and essentially, I mean, like, what else is there to cover? I mean, I don't.
Nothing really. It's a simple Christmas classic, in my opinion. Like, this is one of those movies that, like, I know I purposely did not watch it all year after Christmas last year, because I'm like, I want to keep this as like one of my new Christmas classics that I will look forward to watching every year. And it's like, if I watched this in like March and then June and then October, it's like, well, then when I hit Christmas, it's nowhere near as special. So it's like, no, I'll save it. It's available all year on Netflix, yeah, but I'm gonna save it so it's something special I can like love every Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's the same like with me with Into the Spider-Verse, which
you save that for Christmas?
Yeah, I do. Hell yeah, I do. I love it.
I watch Spider-Verse. I watch Spider-Verse all year round.
Into the Spider-Verse is a Christmas movie in my opinion, because it's snow, it's like Spider-Man, and it's awesome. The Christmas and Spider-Man are like the equivalent of like peanut butter and jelly. It's so good. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into that. But yeah, I mean, Klaus is a very good Christmas movie, and I recommend everyone should see it. It's like an hour and 30 minutes, so like all your like,
it goes by so fast, and when it's done, you like wish it wasn't done.
Yeah, like all your kids will probably love this. If you're an adult, you'll like it. Like the best anime movies, are for both kids and adults. So if you like this one, I'm sure you will like Klaus. I'm sure. So I guess that's it. I mean, like, nothing really much to talk about. Klaus, it's a great movie, great animation. It sucks that Toy Story 4 beat it. It really does. But at least, we still got to witness a great anime movie. And I'm glad that I was able to watch it. So, I mean, that's it. I'm Santino, signing off.
This is Chad. Have a good night.